So today, we're going to grab the almighty sweet potato, truly one of the best ingredients available to us, and create an extraordinary recipe. We're talking creamy mashed sweet potatoes. Now these are not your typical mashed potatoes. This is the next level goodness. We're talking sweet and savory flavors, absolutely so easy to make, where there's no tricky techniques or special equipment needed, and it's all done in about 30 minutes. Folks, serve these creamy mashed sweet potatoes for your next holiday party or family get-together, and I promise they're gonna steal the show at your dinner table because they are that good. This video is sponsored by Tienda.com. You know that Tienda is an online superstore focusing on selling all things Spain for your home and kitchen, and they've been around since 1996. And like I always tell you, they have the biggest selection of authentic Spanish ingredients, like artisan Spanish cheeses, the famous jamón serrano and jamón ibérico, Marcona almonds, olives, the beautiful canned seafood from Spain, and all the spices you need to make your favorite Spanish recipes, among so many other great ingredients. And let me tell you, when it comes to cookware, they have an amazing selection of authentic Spanish paella pans that range in size from 2 servings all the way up to 50 servings, and they even offer classic grilling systems. That way you can always perfectly cook your paella. Folks, visit Tienda.com, let them know Albert from Spain on a Fork sent you there, and make sure to use coupon code on a fork during checkout for 10% off your order. Let's begin by peeling 4 pounds of sweet potatoes, which is 1.75 kilograms, or about 3 large sweet potatoes. Then we'll give them a quick rinse under some water, pat them completely dry, and we'll cut the sweet potatoes into small 1-inch pieces, which is 2.5 centimeters. Then we'll add the cut sweet potatoes into a stock pot and fill it with some cold water, just enough to cover the sweet potatoes. Then we'll season generously with sea salt and heat it with a high heat. While the sweet potatoes are cooking, I'm going to heat a small fry pan with a medium heat and add in 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, which is 30 milliliters. After about 1 minute, I'm going to add in 6 cloves of garlic that have been peeled, and we'll mix the cloves of garlic around, that way they're coated in that olive oil, and we're going to saute them between 2 to 3 minutes. After about 3 minutes, and the cloves of garlic are lightly browned, you don't want to brown them too much, otherwise they can easily get a bitter flavor. I'm going to remove the pan from the heat and transfer the cloves of garlic into a mortar. Then we'll add in a 1/4 cup of freshly chopped parsley into the mortar. This is 16 grams. You can substitute it for 1/3 the amount of dried parsley. And a kiss of sea salt. And using a pestle, we'll pound down on the ingredients until we form a paste-like texture. If you don't have a mortar and pestle, you can use a food processor for this step. Alright, let's move back to the sweet potatoes. It's been about 15 to 20 minutes since I turned on the heat, and at this point, they should be fully cooked through. You know, you can always pierce them with a toothpick, and if it easily goes in there, they are ready to go. If you see that yours are still a little firm, just boil them for a couple more minutes. For the next step, I'm going to remove the stock pot from the heat, drain the sweet potatoes into a colander, and we'll shake off any of the excess water. Then we'll add the sweet potatoes back into the stock pot. When I'm making the mash, I like to do it in the stock pot instead of a bowl. That way it keeps all the ingredients warm. We'll also add in our garlic and parsley mixture. And using a potato masher, we'll mash down on the sweet potatoes until we end up with a smooth texture. Once we end up with a smooth texture, I'm going to add in 1/2 cup of plain Greek yogurt at room temperature, which is about 125 grams. I'm using low fat, but you can also use full fat, non-fat, or even a plant-based yogurt. The most important thing, make sure it's at room temperature, that way it doesn't curdle. We'll also add in 1/2 teaspoon of sweet smoked Spanish paprika, which is 1 1/4 grams. half a teaspoon of dried thyme, which is about half a gram. And we'll season generously with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And we'll give it a mix until everything's well mixed together and we end up with a beautiful creamy texture. Then we'll transfer the mashed potatoes into a serving dish. And we'll sprinkle it with some fresh parsley. Check it out, our creamy mashed sweet potatoes are done. Easy to make, incredible creamy texture, and all done in about 30 minutes. Let's give it a try and see how it turned out. As always, folks, this is what simple hometown cooking is all about. Simple ingredients, no tricky techniques, no special equipment, and you get a dish that looks this beautiful. Here we go. That creamy texture really hits home. The potatoes, you smell it in your mouth. And as for the flavors, you have all that garlic with the paprika, the thyme, the parsley, insane amount of goodness in the Greek yogurt, taking it to the next level with that creaminess. Once again, folks, serve this during the holidays or any time of the year, and I promise you are gonna absolutely love it. Really quick before I go, shout out to a couple of my patrons, Richard SB, Lisa Larea, Edward Alvarez, Marco Steenbergen, and Holly Parker. Again, guys, thank you so much for being patrons of Spain on a Fork. You know how much I appreciate you. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button as it really helps out the channel. Leave me a comment below. And as always, don't forget to share this video with your family and friends. That way our Spain on a Fork community can continue to grow. Till the next time, hasta luego. Insane recipe, too easy to put together, too good. To all my followers in the United States, have a happy Thanksgiving. Hasta luego.